What if one man could walk into the highest circles of power, drink with generals, laugh with ministers, and secretly send every military secret to the enemy? Not in fiction, not in Hollywood. This really happened, and the man behind it was named Eli Cohen. Reports from Israeli intelligence later suggested that Cohen's information became some of the most valuable intelligence Israel had ever received. Born in 1924 in Alexandria, Egypt, Eli Cohen looked ordinary, quiet, educated, invisible, and that made him dangerous. By the late 1950s, Mossad was searching for someone who could disappear into the Arab world. Historical records show Mossad trained Cohen for months in identity building, radio communication, and psychological adaptation. Then, he disappeared. Officially, his old identity was erased, and a new man was born. Kamel Amin Thaabet. Intelligence reports indicate Cohen built political relationships in expatriate Syrian circles before entering Syria itself. Dinner parties, luxury hotels, private conversations. Every handshake brought him closer. Every friendship opened another door. Multiple intelligence sources later reported that Syrian political elites considered Cohen a loyal nationalist supporter. In 1962, he arrived in Damascus. His apartment sat near military headquarters. His parties became legendary. Generals came. Politicians came. Secrets came. Reports suggest Cohen transmitted coded military intelligence directly to Israeli handlers for years. Fortifications, tank positions, artillery maps, military planning, everything was being sent. Israeli military archives later referenced Cohen's observations of Syrian defensive positions. Then came one suggestion that would become legendary: plant trees near your bunkers. Historical accounts suggest trees planted near military positions later became visual markers during wartime. Years passed, and Cohen became too successful. Some even believed he might enter government. Some intelligence historians report Cohen's influence in Damascus was unusually high for an undercover operative. Then, radio interference began. Syrian counterintelligence noticed strange transmissions, short, frequent, encrypted. Historical investigations show Syrian authorities worked with foreign technical advisors to track illegal transmissions. One morning they surrounded his apartment, no escape, no warning. Inside, they found the transmitter. Official Syrian reports confirmed Cohen was arrested in Damascus in January 1965. The trial was public. The evidence overwhelming. The world watched. Diplomatic appeals for clemency were documented by multiple international sources. But the decision was already made. There would be no negotiation, no exchange, no second chance. Reports indicate that despite international pressure, Syrian authorities refused to delay the execution. On May 18, 1965, in Damascus, a crowd gathered. Not for celebration, but for execution. Historical records confirm that Eli Cohen was publicly hanged in Marjah Square, in front of thousands. The man who moved in silence was now seen by everyone. But even in death, his story didn't end. It spread. Back in Israel, his intelligence was already being studied, analyzed, used. Not as history, but as strategy. Reports suggest that years of information sent by Cohen had already mapped key Syrian military positions. Then, in 1967, war broke out again, the Six-Day War. And once again, the Golan Heights became a battlefield. Historical accounts indicate that Israeli forces had detailed knowledge of Syrian defenses before the fighting even began. And when the war ended, Israel had taken control of the Golan Heights, a strategic victory that changed the balance of power in the region. Eli Cohen is remembered as one of the most effective spies in modern history, a man who walked into the heart of his enemy and stayed there, undetected, unstoppable, until the very end. And maybe the most chilling part of his story is this: for years, the people around him never suspected a thing. Because sometimes, the most dangerous enemy is the one sitting right next to you.